どこ？
上へ行くための機器が停止しているな。
動かす装置が近くにあるのか。
に活目。 の時だ。ではこちらの番だ。
Hello, thank you. The game just decides to run like shit when it feels like it. There doesn't seem to be any kind of consistency to when it runs poorly. It also seems to greatly vary depending on everybody's computer. I know that people with AMD hardware seem to be struggling more than Intel. That's why you see some people say that the game is like barely running. And then for me, like, it's perfectly playable, but it's prone to dropping frames and stuttering randomly. But I don't have it anywhere near as bad as, seems like the game has a hard time dealing with AMD hardware, which would partially explain why the game, like, barely works on Steam Deck. I know if you don't run the game in DX11, the game basically crashes on boot, which is pretty nuts. Alright, I think my stream just crashed. XSplit crashed. That's great. Alright, well, hopefully it doesn't do that again. Let's function, please. Oh, gimmick boss. Being so good not having bosses like this. It's just not a guy you can just fight. Come on, man, this is not fun. Why do they make bosses like this that are just gimmicks? They're not fun to fight. Don't like shit like this. They're like bosses you never want to fight again. It's not an actual boss, it's just a puzzle. I don't want to shoot. I don't play this game to shoot. I just have a normal fight. What does it want me to do? I shot at the thing like 50 times. Oh, we don't want to make an actual boss fight. We're gonna make some stupid puzzle. Hate boss fights like this. They've made so many actual boss fights. Why do they have to half-ass it with some shit gimmick? No one likes fights like this. Always the worst. Fucking melee action game. Don't make me aim. This is garbage. Okay, you're gonna like stop doing that at some point? It's just projectile spam. I was excited for like an actual boss fight, not a puzzle. This game is too long. I wish this game would like end already. I don't know how they expect you to play this like 3 times. It's way too long. Like 6 hours tops. I hate how every game has to be like 400 hours long now. Alright, okay, like you want me to shoot, then stop doing this. I'm trying to shoot at it. It doesn't stop. Okay, come on. This is so dumb. Make a normal boss fight. Spawn a guy with a sword. That's why I play these games. Not to do garbage third-person shooting mechanics. Just don't do this, like, ever. I don't understand what it wants. I shot it like 40 times. No, you do it in a cutscene. Make an actual boss fight. It's like one of those things you wish they would just make a cutscene and kill the boss in that if it's not going to be normal gameplay. It's the worst. These kinds of boss fights are like what makes you want to stop playing. So I don't understand why they make fights like this. This is not fun. It's fun like actually using the combat. Taking a cue from Kamiya, garbage gimmick boss. I'm trying to shoot it. So what that? There. Yeah, now you give me a real boss fight. This game should have, like, no puzzles. I wish it was DMC 5 campaign design. And no gimmicks. No forced walking. No puzzles. This game feels like it's trying too hard to be AAA. And if they had, like, not tried to do that, the game would have been better. It's a good game, but I don't understand why they trying to punch above their weight with stuff like that. Like, if you don't have the money to finish the game, then just make hallway design with bosses and enemies. And, like, nothing else. Everybody says the only good thing about this game is the combat. Like, yeah, pretty much.
我が領域に足を踏み入れたな
It definitely feels really limited by its budget and all the problems they had making the game.
慌てるな。先にシールドを無力化すればいい。
This makes the decision to expand all the non-combat stuff really weird. Alright, do I ever get to attack at any points? Thank you. Let's wait for another opening, no. Stop picking bosses that turn invincible. It's the most boring thing. Should be able to continue attacking them with skill, not just sit here and wait. The bosses in this game are not created equal. Most of the bosses are pretty good, I would say. The vast majority of them are great, especially because the mechanics are good, but some of these bosses, not so much.
定通りだ。
That was probably the worst boss so far. Not hard, just annoying. The usual. We need to make you wait to do damage. This game's really inconsistent on, like, sometimes some bosses have phases and some don't. I'm forced to watch a cutscene. You can't skip them.
レジスタンス撃滅作戦の守備はどうだ。
グリマーの構成員を捉え尋問しました。奴らの隠れ家は市街の外れにあります。ですが幹部の一人がすでに逃走、捕獲に向かいましたが狡猾にも行方をくらまし、全て私の責任です。
何者だ。
帝国民です。名はケイサー、そしてなんとボイドラックスが奴に勝た。
ボイドラックスと共謀とはな。
捕虜によれば何かを探しているようです。確か異次元と。
ああ、異次元を探している。
さらに奇妙なことが一つ。ケイサーはその魔物のエネルギーを使うのです。
ボイドラックスエネルギーを使う。
はい、ギフテッドワインよりもさらに強力かと存じます。ケイサーに同行するボイドラックスはアリーナと名乗り、陛下に対し暴言を。
おほう、何と言っていたのだ。正直に申してみよ。
陛下のもとに自ら赴き肩をつけると。
ならば待たせるわけにもいくまい。
陛下。
その者らとは。
Yes, to answer your question, before I got cut off. Basically, it seems like if you have AMD hardware, this game runs way worse. If you're on Intel and Nvidia hardware, it runs better, but it's still prone to dropping frames and stuttering randomly.
興味はないな。
ちょっと英雄ケイサーと可愛い妹のゴージャスな一枚が気に入らないってわけ？でももし離れ離れになってもこれを大切に持っておくって約束して。
Like the city here, as soon as I load out here and it does more streaming, the frame rate's gonna drop by like 30. Like that. I think that's not helping this game's bad reception. It's like the very first thing that you do is you see the game stuttering and dropping frames, because this is where the game starts. It starts in the city, but then you don't go back here for several hours. But it's the FF7 remake PC port situation, but I think a lot worse. It's better in some ways than worse, because I'm sure a lot of people refunded it because, you know, it's dropping frames like right at the beginning, the first like 10 minutes of the game. But it's worse because it's a central location and for some reason they didn't optimize it properly, so people want to get out of here as soon as possible. There still hasn't been a patch. They're saying very soon. I really don't know if they can salvage this game at this point, but the PC port is a mess. I've actually been lucky, all things considered, that I've been able to play it at all. I hear, like, never use any of the L2 moves if you're on AMD hardware. The game goes down to, like, 20 FPS. So, it's a very strange port. It's like, some people can run it fine, that have, like, no issues, and then there's people like me that have issues, and they're annoying, but they don't really prevent me from completing the game. And then there's, like, Steam Deck users and people who are on AMD computers that can barely run it. So, I don't know how they plan to fix that. It's one of the strangest PC ports, because usually bad PC ports, you know, at least especially this year, it's like it just doesn't run good on anything. You know, if you have like low to mid-end hardware, you can barely run it, but then like if you're like a rich content creator and you got like a 10 grand PC, it like barely runs any better. This game is weird. Certain configurations of hardware can run it either perfectly or with, you know, mild inconveniences. So, I don't know how they plan to fix that, but they definitely need to act soon. This game's already got a average reception at best and doesn't deserve it, but at the same time it does, because how poorly it runs. Let's see what else is here before I buy anything from her. Hey, you would think like loading into the first city would that'd be like the part that you would optimize the most. It's actually runs worse here than like when you're actually playing. You're actually in like an instance. I guess it doesn't help that this game is partially published and funded by Sony. So that's giving people expectations that were never going to be met, but then the PC port is not good and is way worse than it should be, so that's not helping things. The whole situation's just a mess. I've been lucky that I've been able to play the game at all. I guess I just have the hardware that the game likes. I don't really have anything too fancy, but yeah, it's playable. It's not running like it should, but it is playable.
物語を記録するリアナちゃんのリアナ流クラフトへようこそ。他にはないの？最高級な手持ちが減ってきた？素材あるよ。これが私のアクセサリーコレクションだよ。遠慮なく驚いて。センスいいじゃん。
I guess I'm just going straight into another instance, huh? Or not. I was hoping it would just teleport me there because this place runs so damn laggy.
大決戦
More yapping.
我に体さえあれば貴様はとっくに死んでいる。
よくも陛下にそのような魔物め。
飛行をあの場に閉じ込めていたのは理由あってのこと。
貴様が地下研究所のあれか。
仲間を捕まえてから解放し、俺を呼び出す。回りくどいな。謎かけはいい。要点を晴らせ。
飛行は帝国に深刻な誤解を抱いている。それを解きたいだけだ。実際我らは問題を抱えていてな。
大変だな。興味ない。
聞くがよい。ボイドラックスの助けにより人類は希望を見出した。ある人間の指導者がライフネクサスの力でボイドラックスを撃退できることを発見したのだ。その指導者とは他でもセレリはその人だ。しかし彼女はすぐに気づいた。我らの助力があろうとライフネクサスの力を完全に制御することはできないという事実。そこでセレリアは賭けに出た。ライフネクサスとアリーナの力を使い過激派ボイドラックスを封印した。主界のアラモンごとな。そうして形勢は逆転した。だがその過程で偽戦派ボイドラックスの多くが死に、人類はその戦闘能力の大半を失った。アリーナは救済の山の最終決戦で致命的な深手を負い、セレリアが救出と治療のために用を送った。
だがお前はそうしなかった。
世はアリーナの命も戦争難民のことも救おうとしていた。その折に一度顧みることにしたのだ。全てを。セレリアは考えていた。たとえあのエネルギーを得ようと人間のできることには限界があると。人類の運命を守護する責任は我らのような選ばれし者にのみ降りかかるものだと。最初は世もそう思っていた。他の四将軍も同じだ。
Come on, speed it up. I want to get back to playing. Really proud of their cutscenes. They don't let you skip them.
セレリア、四将軍、アリーナ、皆確かに強い。だがもし戦いの前からより多くの人間がボイドラックスとライフネクサスのエネルギーを利用できていたら、もっと容易にアラモンを倒せたはずだ。多くの無用な死を避けることができたはずだ。世は人類を新たな段階へと導きたい。
だからアリーナを幽閉したと。
その一歩を踏み出すためにはアリーナのエネルギーが必要だった。民は戦争の痛みを乗り越えなくてはならない。アリーナの帰還は混乱を引き起こす。そこでその存在を秘匿することにした。
1000年も考えてひねり出したのがそんなことだというのか。
申し開きはしない。その必要もあるまい。世の行い、帝国の行いは全て人類への奉仕だ。人類を守るためなら手段は選ばない。対ボイドラックス戦線において帝国と聖騎士団はグリマーに協力する。
それを信じろとでも。
世には異次元に関する見識もあると言っている。
協力のことは考えろ。あんたは信じない。
我もだ。信用とは勝ち取るものだ。
好きにするがよい。
行こう、アリーナ。
陛下、奴らをむざむざ逃がすわけには。
ついていけ。必要なもの
Yeah, we can't fight here. The city is too poorly optimized. Doing me a favor. Yeah, the city runs pretty bad, man. You really want to have a fight here? The bosses are going to get their inputs dropped. Yeah. You want to take it outside. Actually, take it outside of the city. This is not the place for a battle. This place runs terribly. What I think there's like other shops over here, and I like never go to it because I try to get out of here as soon as possible. But you can't come back that often.
探してるんだ。
それで
ないね。いらっしゃいケイさん。
Oh wow. What is it that I can sell? Kind of broke. Seems like you're just always broke in this game. So they really want you to be constantly thinking about what to buy instead of just being a CEO.
いい本だ。大事にな。
Let me see if there's any other NPCs in here I haven't looked at. If it's just that guy.
続けるよ。
It's strange to have this guy here and not just have it be the chick that appears at every checkpoint, because you get to come back here so infrequently. It's one of the things about this game that's really poorly designed. Is there any point in like having another NPC and you can only see him like every 2-3 hours? So like if you don't come in here with money, I mean, you're boned. You're just boned until you get back.
いい本だ。
It's one of many things about this game that needs to be patched.
探してる。
You cannot get back to the town frequently enough to warrant there being an NPC that sells exclusive things. Like, if I didn't do that right now, it would have been like probably another minimum 90 minutes before I could see that guy again. So I'm gonna go through here and see if there's anybody else.
いつも問題だらけだな。帝国兵に
何もされなく
大丈夫だってもう言った方がいい。今だけの特売品だよ。
Spending money in this game feels like an afterthought. You don't get much of it, and you get to spend it so rarely, so it feels very disjointed.
いつも問題だらけだな。
Like, I don't know what it is you're supposed to do to make money in this game besides just like play it 4 times. Alright, well, got some stuff at least.
気をつけてくれよ。
校庭に呼び出され
俺たちが
てもいい。
この提案
そうね。
そこは同意するが
それは
セレリア
そう
が
そ
そこは
う。向
こ
こうにつ準備してセレーニ。
ケイさん。
ママがプリマはいい人だって。プリマという小さな光が白いのに。
いつも問題だらけだな。
最初は魔物、次はレジスタンス。
無事なんだね。
自分の計画
あんたが探してるそう。
俺もそう
そうか。帝国の
ソウルクリスタルの
私はルイーズ。準備は念入りにしとき。しっかり。
Be interesting to see what the first patch is like. I think this game would take multiple patches to be like worth playing 3 times. I'm sure the second playthrough goes a lot faster because you know, you can skip cutscenes for one, and you can make like more overpowered builds and you have everything unlocked. But this definitely feels like one of those games like I might only do like 1.5 playthroughs and wait for patches. It's really gonna depend on how much more polish they put in the first one.
皆にはいつも以上にギフテッドエネルギーを吸収してもらっている。理由は分かっているな。
知れたこと、敵を撃つためです。
ストウッドを守るのだ。
I want to play as that guy. Why isn't he playable? All these guys look so much cooler than the other bosses. I want all these guys playable.
この力さえあれば今すぐにでも
Yeah, this game needs martial arts weapons.
もうちょっと待って、まだ楽しんでるの。
This game's definitely going to be like the worst character action game speedrun though, because you can't skip the cutscenes. This might be a New Game Plus only speedrun.
セレリアが話してたよ。
Probably get it down in like 4 or 5 hours.
ミストウッドは
確かに
ミストウッドでも
始まっ
神殿へ
分かった
あなたも
綺麗な楓だルイーザが目を覚ましたら連れてこよう
トラックスやはり異次元への封印も破られているようだな。決着の時だ。我が力を示してやる。
全力で言って
セレリアから
ミストウッド
セレリア
初耳。
相棒だ
楓の葉をお母さんにも記録しちゃおう物語を記録する記録完了調子どうリアナ様のおかげだって忘れないでよ
鬱陶しいな
していない。この動物たちはギフトの持ち主というだけだ。
ギフテッドワンのように
いかにも異次元を取り巻くエネルギーにさらされてきたのだろう。
ザナはここでギフテッドワンになった。
はっ、あの無礼な娘め。
ミストウッドに戻ってるはずだ。出くわすかもな。
ここまでだ。決着の時だ。
戦闘開始だ。
今この瞬間に。賢く行くぞ。今この瞬間に。このアリーナ卿に補給品を。この種のエネルギーの組成について覚えているな。
行くぞ。これはどこに？
がっかりさせるなよ。腕を磨くいい機会だ。恥をかかせてくれるなよ。
Really sucks the reception this game is getting, but
これが試練だと。
I don't know of a nice way to say this. I feel like PC gamers are tired of games releasing broken. Myself included. I don't know, but sending death threats and stuff over a video game not working is a little bit excessive. I don't know if anyone's doing that, but it's happened with other games. I hope that they can fix it, but this port just seems completely jacked for certain people. I'm lucky it even works at all.
楽そうだ。これはどこに？
がっかりさせるなよ。我が力を見よ。
面倒だな。
これはいい。
少しでも助かる。戦闘開始だ。
決着の時だ。
面倒だな。
今この瞬間に。
戦闘開始だ。
活目せよ。
家がやられたのは最近だな。ボイドラックスだろ。
腕を磨くいい機会だ。
多いな。うまくいってる。フュージョンする。悪い。
手本を見せてやる。何か見よう。見事な腕だ。ここまでだ。アリーナ卿の力をとくとにしたか。
中には何が。
This area is the area that I think the Gamescom demo was in, so that's going to be a pretty sick human boss coming up. I don't know if it'll be this stream, but next one, hopefully. There definitely aren't as many bosses that stagger as they wanted you to believe, but luckily the combat is pretty responsive and fluid, so having less bosses that can be comboed isn't inherently a bad thing, but it does kind of seem random. Some of the bosses you can juggle are like pretty big, and then like some of those smaller ones are glued to the ground. There's been like a little bit more consistency, but still fun nonetheless.
裁き者、我が物顔でズカズカと。
待て、敵意は。
問答無用。
正気じゃない。
またもやアラモンの腐敗だ。
食らえ。
狙われているのか。 元には戻ったな。
他にも腐敗した人がいるかもな。ザナは違うといいが。見てみよう。戦闘開始だ。
What's up, dude? Hello. How you doing? How far have you gotten? How is the game running for you? Because, like, this game either seems to run fine, or it runs like garbage. I've gotten pretty lucky, all things considered. Well, it seems kind of RNG if you can even play this game at all. They still haven't put out a patch. Hello, everyone. Yeah, doing some late night grinding here. I didn't feel like streaming at my neighbor's house, and I kind of just wanted to chill with the cats. So I'm making it up to you guys. I'm not liking the gameplay so far. I think it's pretty good. It's better than people say it is. This is the worst game ever made, according to the a lot of people in the character action game community. Like, dude, there's way worse games than this. I don't know what those people are on. It's mostly the technical issues and the bugs and stuff is what is like the real problem with this game is. It's less the game itself. I mean, the fact that some people can't even unlock their skill tree. There's been some kind of critical bug going around where people can't even unlock their skill tree. I'm like, you think that would be like, that's like hot fix material, right? Like, you know, maybe you can't fix the optimization as quick as you'd like, but that's like a critical bug. And the game's been out for like several days now, and it's still not fixed. I think that is more of a problem than anything else people are complaining about this. I'm lucky that I didn't get hit by that, because if I did, I would have either refunded or just like not played the game until they patched it. But I don't know, man. People in the character action game community, they only want AAA. They only want AAA character action games. I'm like, dude, we haven't been getting any character action games at all. This year is really weird because we're getting 3. They got this, Spirit X Strike, and then Ninja Gaiden 4. Spirit X Strike is like the lowest budget, but that game is pretty solid. The problem with that game is just that it's early access, so you gotta decide if you wanna wait for that or not. You wanna wait for it to finish or play it now when it's, you know, only part of it is in the game. And then, like, this game is mid-budget, but it's admittedly, you know, lower budget. But I just hate how they complain about the budget of these games. I'm like, well, they gotta test the waters, right? Like, we've been getting nothing but roll slop for like a couple years now, and now they're actually starting to get games like this again.
すごい冒険だったね。
I'm like, well, Capcom's clearly not making another DMC anytime soon. It's crazy that we're getting another Ninja Gaiden. Shinobi has character action game elements, but unfortunately, the way the game is designed, it kind of doesn't matter. There isn't like a hard mode or like a combat focused mode, but the combat in that game is pretty legit. I've seen people on the character action games Reddit playing it, but I don't know, it just bothers me. Everybody complains about how there's nothing but Souls-likes to play, and then like something like this comes out, and it's not perfect. You know, no game is perfect. But, you know, they just put it under such intense scrutiny. On the other hand, it does deserve it for some things. The PC port ranges from playable to terrible, and I'm lucky that it's playable for me. But I know that is not the experience for everybody. I know that if you try to play this on the Steam Deck, it like literally hard crashes because it takes up too much memory. I'm like, I think that that's something you should be able to fix, because like almost every Unreal Engine 4 game is at least playable on the Steam Deck, and then like people on AMD hardware have been reporting, you know, massive frame drops and stuff, and for me, it's been mostly playable. There's times where it stutters for like no reason. I think the game also has a memory leak as well. That's why I've only been playing this like 2 hours a day. But it's not a bad game. Don't listen to anybody who says it's a terrible game. I think the worst thing about this game, outside of the bugs and technical issues, is that it has too many things in common with all the others Sony, like PlayStation published single-player games. There's like forced walking and cutscenes you can't skip, and puzzles that are like rudimentary and basic, and they don't really serve any purpose other than padding out the game time. I think this game would be a lot better if it I'm like 10 hours into this game, right? Like, I feel like I should be into the second playthrough at this point. The game definitely feels bloated a lot. There's a lot of platforming as well, and like, it's one of those games where the jumping doesn't feel good, so it's very strange to have a lot of focus on it. You could say the same for the cutscenes as well. The character models often don't hold up in the cutscenes, but then there's so many of them and they don't let you skip them. So it's like, why? I have to wonder if like Sony was interventing, like, you know, you need to make this more like God of War and Horizon, where you're stuck walking and doing lame puzzles that like aren't really challenging. You know, you can't get stuck on them for more than a few minutes, so there's like no real reason for them to be there. Just think this game would be a lot more replayable if it was like half the length. Well, that's the problem with making a single-player game right now and charging $60 for it, is everybody wants maximum value for their dollar, and I'm like, well, that just means they're just going to pad the game out more, right? God of War, the new God of War games are insanely padded, with all the forced walking and the cutscenes you can't skip where people are just standing around talking. You took all that out, and all the puzzles that just serve to slow you down, like, the game would be way shorter. I definitely think they punched a little bit too high above their weight. I mean, the boss fights, most of them have been pretty good. You can go rewind on the stream. That boss fight was pretty lame, but the others have actually been great. I'd say the enemy design is pretty good. Don't listen to anybody who says the enemies don't attack. They attack quite often, and in fact, to the point where anybody who says that did not actually fucking play the game, because one of the problems with this game is the visual clarity is bad. You take damage in this game and you don't notice. I mean, you can get like 15 heals, so it's not like dying is too easy to do, too easy to have it happen, but there's like no feedback on when you get hit. He like doesn't make a noise or anything. The only time you really notice you're getting hit is when, you know, it gives you a little bleeding on the side of the screen like most games do. This game is kind of got a hate mob around it, and it doesn't really deserve it. I think it's a more than good game, and I want to see more games like this. So I paid $70. I paid the full price for the deluxe edition because I wanted to support it. But at the same time, I can't fault anybody for being like, you know, the game barely works on their computer, and all they've done so far is promise to fix it later, and PC gamers are warrantedly tired of that shit. It's very warranted to be tired of that shit, right? You know, you upgrade your computer, you know, you're not playing these games on like a 10-year-old, you know, your grandma's like decade-old laptop. You know, these are hardcore gamers that can play like an actual well-optimized game at like, you know, 1440p 120 FPS, and then a game like this, which it varies from looking very good to looking very poor. I'm not really a graphics person, but I think that with this game's average graphical fidelity, it would run better. Yeah, there's a hate mob around this game, and I'm getting really tired of it because I've been playing it for like 10 hours. I've had my problems with it. Mostly just, the campaign is too long. There's too much padding. The performance definitely gets in the way of the combat. The visual clarity for when you get hit is like the worst I've ever seen in any character action game. There's no like hit stun or anything, so you know, sometimes your health bar just goes down and you don't matter. But it's not this piece of shit horrible game that people say it is. There's way worse, smaller budget character action games than this. Like, much worse. You haven't heard of any of them because no one plays them, but saying this game is a shit game is really weird. I'm like, well, if you don't support smaller releases like this, we're just gonna keep getting more Souls-likes. So it's in our best interest to support it. But I will say, admittedly, I say that on the basis of my technical experience with the game has been pretty good. Yeah, people endlessly bitch about there being only Souls-likes, and then something like this comes out, which is not perfect. It's not DMC5 quality, but it is an above-average game, and people just complain about it and dog on it. I'm like, well, you know, if you want the only melee action games to be Souls-likes, then go ahead and have that negative perception of it, but I'm enjoying it for what it is. Hey, I'm not getting paid to say this. It's been the same thing with Ninja Gaiden 4 as well. Everybody's complaining about it, saying the game is too easy. Like, you haven't played it. How do you know it's too easy? How do you know it's too easy? I hope Ninja Gaiden 4 is good. That actually looks like the one I'll enjoy the most. I never was really on board with the way that those games were designed. I mean, I know that they're great games, but I think people put 2 on a pedestal a little bit too much. Like, that game is not perfect. It's got a bunch of unfair bullshit that's not fun. Seems like 4 is trying to, like, still make the game challenging, but get rid of stuff that I never liked, like the lack of animation canceling and getting spammed by projectiles off screen. Like, seems like they're fixing all those things. Hey, I'm all for that. I don't know, if all these new character action games fail because people are so fickle and all we get is more roll slop, I feel like people just people are just getting what they deserve. don't need these games to be perfect. I think this game is very impressive for like a first attempt, and we know that when they were making the game that there was a million things that went wrong, so the fact that it finished at all is pretty cool. And I'm definitely somebody that can relate to, you know, trying to do cool stuff with, like, no resources. That's pretty much what this channel is in a nutshell. So, I definitely have empathy, but admittedly, it's really going to depend on how quickly they fix things. There are definitely a lot of polish problems in the port and everything. It's going to depend on how quickly and how well they fix those things. I mean, to get the platinum on this game, you have to beat it 3 times, so I think one playthrough and then, like, maybe checking out hard mode is probably what I'll do. And see, like, how much are they going to massively change this game? Because if it's going to be like this major change, I may not want to play it again right now. But, I mean, I wasn't really planning on getting anything this coming month. All the big games coming out this month I have like 0 interest in. I tried Daemon X Machina. The PC port was average at best. So I'm not exactly going rabid wanting to play that again. Gameplay seemed alright, but I don't know. I wouldn't pre-order that game or anything. So it might be in my interest to play this again. We'll see.
ギフテッド1はどう生まれたんだ？ギフテッドアニマルも。
ボイドラックスエネルギーに同調し
Yeah,
た人間
don't listen to anybody that says this game is terrible. It's not.
だがギフテッド1としてそして
また腐敗したやつか。
Some jank there for you.
どうだ？
そして魔物
腐敗したやつか。
イーストウッドのギフテッド1は強力だ
腐敗すればさらに危険だ。見てみよう。
腕を磨くいいうまく防げた見事な腕だ
まずいな。ここからだ。ソウルやあいつはかなりのエネルギーを吸収したんだろ
主は大量のエネルギーを急速に吸収できる渡り合えるはずだ
う。だが体が拒絶する。
よくあることだ我も数多くの失敗例を見てきた主も危うかったというだけだ
Like, for instance, compared to the indie Souls-likes, this game is a lot more comparable to a bigger budget game than those games are. Because, like, the indie Souls-likes do have, from what I've heard, I haven't really played them because I'm not big on Souls-likes, but they all have the problem of just, like, they're like really short. They're not long games, and you can finish them in like a weekend of playing a couple hours a day. Like, this is very comparable to a AAA character action game. The quality and the depth of the combat. The combat definitely has some things I don't like about it, but it is a very competently designed game for the most part. And it's just gotten hit by just people that are never pleased and just they want the game to fail. But these are the same people that bitch about there only being Souls-likes. So I don't really understand what it is that they want. I legit don't understand what they want. I'm like, yeah, there's been like 800 million Souls-likes. So why aren't you happy to support something like this that's not perfect? It definitely does not have a quadruple A budget, but it is a more than playable game. And just calling the game shit is really weird. I really don't understand it. I heard mixed things about Solstice. I have that game, I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I'd bother when this is out, though. I think the combat in this is probably a lot better than Solstice. Solstice also had the same problem of being too long. I know, like, the campaign in that game was way too long. Most people didn't even finish it once. I really think they should be more careful making a game like this. It should be replayable. I don't know, the length of this game's campaign will go down a lot when you can skip the cutscenes, but I still think it's too long. I feel like I should have been done with the game by now. Playing for like 10 hours. That's more than enough for a game like this. Not every game needs to be 800 hours long, but that's just how they make games now, because people are obsessed with getting, you know, they want like 400 hours of content for $10, and then when they don't get that, they freak out. And I'm like, well, the shortest games out there are still a better value than watching a movie, so... People aren't ready to have that conversation, though. Legit, being a normie and only watching, like, streaming services is more expensive than playing video games these days. You have a wide variety of things you like to watch. That shit is way more expensive than, like, even being competitive in a gacha game. People don't want to admit that, though. It's like, oh, gaming is this frivolous hobby. I'm like, yeah, it used to be. It used to be. It's not really anymore. Well, if you're not a content creator and you can wait for sales, it's way cheaper than movies and streaming services. It's extremely more efficient entertainment. Even something like this that's like $60 for 20 hours. Well, they keep wanting to raise the price and spam ads, so it's one of those you get what you deserve things. They put you on a light plan and they want like $10 more a month to not be inundated with ads, which is already a big problem. For instance, that's why most content creators spam sponsorships and stuff, because the ads don't pay us much. This is stupid. I hate these fucking puzzles. Just don't serve any purpose other than just to pad out the game. Can I just jump over there? Or are they gonna put an invisible wall? So I have to do their lame puzzle. I don't want to do it. Oh, of course there's an invisible wall. Why do they put stuff like this, man? Just get me to the next fight. Why does this have to have, like, stuff that every single-player game has? These stupid fucking puzzles that just serve no purpose. That charge throw that you do is really laggy. It feels kind of janky, but they want to, they're very proud of that mechanic. They force you to do it. This game would be better if it was just DMC5 hallway design. That was the peak character action game campaign design. That's why I played through that multiple times. Everybody's like, oh, the level design sucks. You just go from fight to fight and there's no puzzles. I'm like, dude, that's the good thing about that game. That's the best part. That's the best part. It's actually replayable because they don't waste your time with stupid shit like that. problem with puzzles in these games is, like, the combat is the main focus. And maybe they're interesting the first time. They do serve to break up the action. But they're just a waste of time on the second playthrough. So I think the way that DMC5 did it was great, because they just got rid of a lot of that shit.
何か妙だ。
フュージョンする。
持たない。防げ。
悪い。
これはどうだ。
これでどうだ。ここからだ。
ではこちらの番だ。
ありがとう。やけに攻撃的なやつだ。
このボイドラックスは知性が乏しく、ボイドラックスエネルギーの高い場所にとどまる。活動的ではないが、縄張り。士気が高い侵入者を抹殺。
後をつけるとは不届き。
待て、あんたを助けたい。
DMC4 campaign is pretty bad. I would be inclined to agree with you.
なぜまた逃げる。
ボイドラックスエネルギーが
That's what happens when you
すぐに行こう。
you tell Itsuno and his team
動かなくては。
to make a brand new game from scratch with the budget of DMC3, which was a late-gen PS2 game. And then basically tell them to speedrun development. That game's got a lot of problems, but like in the character action game community, you see everybody put that and Ninja Gaiden 2 on a pedestal. I'm like, they're great games. I'm not gonna sound like I wasn't excited for both of them when they came out, but they're inherently flawed games. They're not perfect, but then everybody just compares every character action game to those games, and I'm like, well, I've enjoyed playing this more than Ninja Gaiden 2. Ninja Gaiden 2 has so much shit annoying enemy design and gotcha pull hit stun on the bosses, and like, yeah, you can get around it, but I think it's a disservice to have movesets that large and then have most of it be pointless unless you're fighting a generic ninja one-on-one or you're doing combo video stuff. And it seems like all of those things are going to be fixed in Ninja Gaiden 4 because they're going to have dodge canceling and then like dodge offset and stuff. And everybody's complaining about it. I'm like, dude, well, I think they're trying to update the game for modern sensibilities, but it's still Ninja Gaiden. I've seen people saying that, you know, it's going to be too easy. I'm like, well, there was that guy that put up like 30 seconds of Master Ninja gameplay, and it looks like if you're not playing at the top of your game, you're going to get killed real quick. A couple slices and you're dead. I'm like, isn't that what you want? It's just, it's less about spamming invincibility frames now. You actually have to play the game more, instead of chaining ultimate techniques, which takes skill. It definitely takes skill to do on-landing ultimate techniques, but it shouldn't be like the only thing that you can do. That was always my problem with it. It shouldn't be the only thing that you can do.
なら海軍兵よ。今この瞬間。
ここじゃみんな霧のように消えるのか。
3 is one of the best games of all time, but it is not perfect. It's got its fair share of shit bosses, shit enemy design, puzzles that are annoying at worst, annoying at best. It's not a perfect game. It's definitely better than 4 overall, I think, but it's not perfect. I think people need to look at the series of video games as, you know, the best one isn't always the latest one. You know, the games have pros and cons. You know, Dante in DMC4 is really cool, but the game has a shit campaign, a lot of really bad enemies, and he's like not even designed to fight the enemies in the game, so despite, you know, you can fuck up your hands and play the game for 3,000 hours and still improve, like, the reality is the game is not designed for him. 3 is a better game overall, in my opinion, especially with the mods. I'd argue 3 with mods is better than 4 with mods. Just because 3 is a better put-together game. But, we're talking unmodded. You know, the games have their pros and cons. But, that's just a problem with video game players, gamers in general. Is the latest one is not always the best one. Eventually, it just gets to the point where it's hard to just keep improving stuff forever. You know, they try to make changes, and sometimes the changes are objectively worse. You know, the Tales series, for instance. Arise is definitely not the best game just because it's the latest one. Even people who liked Arise, now that the remasters have been coming out, they've been playing the older games and basically admitting, yeah, I was wrong for worshipping this game. It sucks. These old games are better. I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. I mean, it's something that, you know, movie watchers and TV show watchers understand. You know, they reboot stuff from the 80s and 90s all the time, and it's worse. And people just tell you, you know, the old one is better. Star Wars, perfect example. But like with games, people just expect the latest one to be 10 times better. I mean, eventually it's just going to get to the point where it can't improve much more. That's kind of what Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed are like. They spam those games so much. Like, it's just like not really that many ways you can make it better. Unless it's, you know, one on a new generation of consoles, in which case, you know, the console limitations kind of go away, or they at least reduce to the point where the game actually can be objectively better, but that really depends on what kind of game it is. Stuff like this and Muso games, a lot of the games I feature on the channel, character action games and Muso games and stuff have benefited from technological leaps, but there's plenty of stuff that, like, beat-em-ups and platformers, where these new games are worse than, you know, the games that came out like 30 years ago. It greatly depends on what kind of game it is, but character action games haven't been really held back by technology too much. And there were a lot of really awesome ones in the, you know, the late SD, early HD era, and it feels like there haven't really been that many since. So those games still hold up. They're still playable. But yeah, it's a hard pill for people to swallow. Like, the new game is not necessarily going to be the best one just because, you know, it's the newest one. But at the same time, I don't think people should instantly dismiss something just because it's slightly different. Ninja Gaiden 4, as somebody... I don't play character action games, most character action games at like a super high level. I don't have like 3,000 hours in DMC4. I know how to play the game. I'm above average at it. You know, but I just didn't like it enough to take it to that level because I knew the flaws of that game when it was new. And much props to the people who played those games for that long and probably have like debilitating hand symptoms, but you know, I didn't like it enough to take it that far. But I'm always open to a new game to see if they, you know, they improve things that I didn't like about it. And Ninja Gaiden 4 seems like that game to me. from what we've seen so far, especially because the pre-release footage, they've actually been getting competent players to play it. It's not like when a game like this normally comes out, and they just get like the worst people that like have never played a video game before. The footage that they've showed for it, they've actually gotten pretty competent players. It actually does look very fun, and it looks like they managed to make, you know, the enemies don't stand there like a Musou game. They still fight back, but you have a lot more fair options to deal with their bullshit. And also, the game is not about spamming invincibility frames anymore. The bosses seem to stagger consistently as well, which... Ninja Gaiden boss fights are shit. They really are. It's really weird how they like try to make them stagger, so it's unlike DMC where they're mostly just walls, but they're like so much worse than DMC boss fights because they stagger whenever they feel like it, and there's no consistency to it at all. It seems like if you hit them with a powerful attack, like they will actually stagger. Now it's not going to be like combos like this, but you know, you'll actually be able to hit them out of attacks consistently. It looks really good. I'm very excited for it. But that game's got its hate mob as well. People complaining and everything, and I'm just kind of not listening to it. I'm like, you guys want to play Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 until you're on your deathbed? I mean, be my guest, but I'm open to new experiences if they're worth playing. That's my take on it. You know, they want to play DMC 3 and 4 and, you know, Ninja Gaiden Black until they're 97 years old. I mean, they're welcome to do that, but me personally, I like exploring new experiences, and sometimes, like Tales of Arise, for instance, you know, everybody that said the combat sucked was right. There's a lot of people like that like just want to play the same game forever, and then like they don't understand that, you know, the fan base has to grow. They can't like keep making games around people that are 40 and up. I mean, I'm 39. I'm in my late 30s. I've been playing games since the late 80s, and like I understand the games have to change and they have to be more accessible because they can't grow an audience and make a profit off just people like me forever. Eventually they have to try to modernize it in some ways. And of course there's like Tales of Arise, for instance, they definitely did it in the wrong way. And they like removed any depth from the combat whatsoever. And the game just sucks compared to, you know, the older games in terms of the technical complexity and everything. The only thing about the game that's really good is the presentation and the quality of life of that game was really good. That's why I don't want anyone to say that I'm just a pure Arise hater. The graphics in the game are great. That's one of the things that's always held the Tales games back, is like Tales games would always release like in conjunction with like a big Final Fantasy game, and the graphics would be like way worse. So a lot of people didn't even want to give it a chance. Like they took the graphics seriously. The quality of life in that game was great as well. The fact that like there were like no missables in the side quests and shit was really cool. There were a lot of really good things about that game, but none of them were the gameplay or the story. But it wasn't a complete like unforgivable mess that people want to say it is. It was the same thing when Streets of Rage 4 came out. People were complaining about the combo system and stuff. I'm like, if you want to play Streets of Rage 2 until you're in a retirement home, you know, you can go ahead and do that. You have to understand the game is like over 30 years old. I mean, obviously it's going to have to change to try to attract new people. And then like the game was definitely not in its best state at launch. It took a couple patches, but they did listen and they made it better. And it helped that the game had a good foundation. But yeah, there definitely was a lot of that too. This game is bad because it's not 2. I actually think the run was... not having the run was a bad choice. I definitely think it was a bad choice, and you can tell Absalom is made by the same people, right? And it just has a run for everybody. Like, I feel like the rhetoric on that has changed ever since Absalom got announced, because it just has running for everybody. You could think that they could tell that that was a mistake. But there were a lot of people just complaining that it had a combo system and stuff. I'm like, well, it's not the first beat 'em up to have a combo system. Knights of Valor games, the Oriental Legend games had pretty crazy combos, like, way before Streets 4. I hate this so much. I don't want to do this. Remove it. Ah! I get it, you're proud of your shit puzzle. I get it. Yes, this is so much fun. This area is also running like garbage, too. I want to get out of here. This mechanic sucks. Why are you showing it off so much? It's garbage. Thank you. Stop making me do that. I don't want to do it. Just give me another fight. They want me to do it again right away. I wish this game was just hallway design. It kind of already is, but they have like stuff like this that's just pointless. Just to make you frustrated and want to wait for the next fight. Better give me something good for doing that, not like 10 gold. That was definitely not worth the frustration. That was like FF16 syndrome. You do like find a chest and it had like 5 gold in it. I'm like, what's the point of having the chest at all? I mean, that's basically like going out on a walk and finding like a quarter on the ground. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but like in a video game, you're fighting like giant eldritch horrors to get like a quarter. Like, put something decent in it at least. Like, what the hell? You give me some useless crafting materials for doing that? Why? Yeah, that was the problem with that game, was, you know, I think the problem with that game was they spent so much on the big spectacle boss fights, and they actually managed to make gimmick boss fights that were actually fun and didn't feel like garbage like most of the Platinum action games. But then, like, they realized that if they gave you those too quickly, the game would be over too soon. So they added a bunch of fetch quests, and you mostly got like complete garbage rewards for doing them. The accessories in that game were so bad. Some of them literally would make you do like 5% more damage. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make me want to go do these side quests. You should have less of them with more impactful rewards, instead of saying that you have 100 side quests, but like none of them even give you anything good. That game really felt like it should have been more like this, where there's like RPG elements, but the game is still like very linear. Even with those stupid puzzles and stuff, like the padding is kept to a minimum. FF16 would have been better if it was like 20 hours. Like, there wasn't any reason to call it an RPG, because it barely is. It has like the bare minimum of what's needed to be an RPG. The RPG elements in that game are like nothing. They have, like, all the weapons in the game are basically, they give you, like, they're just stat sticks. Like, there's not even a reason to have more than a default weapon, because the only thing that changes is just the stats. So, it's like, you could just have the stats in the level system, and just have it be fixed, or, like, maybe give you attribute points or something, so that there could be some semblance of a build. But, no, you really do just get, like, 40 different swords, and the only thing that differs is the attack power. FF16 is a lot better with mods. The mods make the game like 10 times better. And I'm really glad that I'm too broke to have a PS5, because my first playthrough was with mods. I had like 50% cooldown, and then there's the mods that expand the movesets, make the accessories actually interesting so you can make builds. The game is a lot better on PC. It's much better. It's actually a huge improvement. But yeah, the unpatched, unmodded console version, there is no reason for that game to be called an RPG. It's not. It's cosplaying as an RPG in a very unconvincing way. That's basically what it is. It's cosplaying as an RPG, but it's like you know, somebody that doesn't have a lot of money to make a good cosplay, and it doesn't really look that good. That's basically what that game was. I don't know how at no point somebody that was working on the game said that, like, why do we have, like, 50 different swords? The only thing that matters is how much damage they do, and the skin. That's it. Like, shouldn't we add something more worthwhile to all this gear that you're getting? Otherwise, it's just pointless to have it. You know, the accessories in this game aren't terribly interesting, but they are an order of magnitude better than FF16. There actually are builds and stuff that you can make. It's not like Team Ninja ARPG level, but there are builds that you can make, and I think that's good enough. Why is this stuttering so much? Wow, the frame rate just went to shit for like no reason. Might be time to wait for them to hurry their ass up and make a patch. This is starting to piss me off. It's not even taxing my computer, that's the weird thing. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. Cannot wait for that. It's gonna be a good couple months for the channel. My revenue has been really bad lately. We're talking like $30 in ad revenue a month, but I do think with games like this it'll pick up. I do plan on making some good content for this game, but I'm kind of waiting until I finish it first. Yeah, that's why I've had to spam the donate link so much. The revenue of this channel has been literal peanuts. It's been doing really bad. But that's just mostly because there haven't been that many hot games coming out for the kinds of stuff that I'm known for. Until now. Well, if people keep complaining about games like this that are more than playable but not perfect, we're just gonna get more roll slop. So I hope people get over themselves and support these games that are coming out. Support Spirit X Strike, support this, support Ninja Gaiden 4. I think Ninja Gaiden 4 has admittedly the biggest reason to be hated on, because reused weapons are DLC, and the deluxe edition is like $90. That deserves more hate than this does. Because that's like a publisher problem, right? Microsoft is publishing that game, and I'm guessing they told them to speedrun development. I don't really think it's an instance of holding back content to sell it back as DLC. I think it's legit not done, and Microsoft is making them speedrun development because they want a big game for Game Pass. And like this year in particular, all the big games are coming out like now. This summer is pretty nuts for games. Like this is coming out. Daemon X Machina. Silk Song is in a couple days. Obviously a new Call of Duty. Pokemon at the end of the year. The Zelda Muso. So I think Microsoft is like looking for a medium to big size game to throw on Game Pass, but like Platinum is not done, so they got told to do a speed run of the development. I really have faith that that shit is not done, and they're just being told to, you know, instead of putting the game out when all that is done, they're being told to make it DLC. And I think that's worse than anything this game has done. But we'll see. I'm not going to be able to get a review key for that, so I'm going to have to cough up $90. DMC is definitely not innocent of doing that either. I forgot about that, to be honest. You're right, though. I think the funniest thing about DMC 5 was that they released it without Denuvo. Like on launch day, the EXE didn't have Denuvo in it. So you could just play the game without Denuvo, and that's how it got on the internet. And like, I do think gamers bitch about Denuvo a little bit too much. It sucks. It's not as bad as people say, but my personal experience was I used the Denuvo free EXE because I pre-ordered that game, and it did load like way faster. It definitely did load way faster. The performance was not magically better because Denuvo was gone. People complain about it too much. I think the problem with Denuvo is more that the companies don't remove it. That's more of the issue. You know, like if the game isn't selling anymore, you should remove it. And like Capcom is actually good about that. I'm definitely not the Capcom worshiper I used to be because they made all the shit I really liked as a kid. But they do remove de nouveau, like, pretty quickly, after like a year. It's more the problem of putting it in and then like the game is like not selling anymore. And it has like 400 concurrent players. And then they still have that shit in there. And it's like not doing anything at that point other than, you know, just being there. It doesn't accomplish anything to have it there anymore. The problem with the de nouveau lies more with wanting it to protect the game from piracy, but then like after you're already selling the game for like $6, it's still there. I'm like, well, you're basically giving the game away at that point. There's no reason to have de nouveau anymore. And like Square did that with FF16. The FF16 port apparently didn't do very well. Mostly because I think it's less the game itself, and more that you need a pretty high-end computer to play it. So it kind of gate-kept a lot of PC gamers from even trying it. But they did get rid of de nouveau in like 6 months. So, you know, I'm cool with that. They don't want the game pirated in the launch cycle. I can understand that. But, like, there's plenty of, like, big games that used to be popular, but, you know, they've just gotten older, or there's, like, a sequel out at this point, and they still have de nouveau. And they're selling the game for, like, $10 or less. It's like, well, then what's the point of still having it? Because you've basically defeated piracy at that point, right? You use de nouveau to protect the launch window when the game is going to be making the most money, and it's at the highest price it's ever going to be. But then you're selling it for $10, so like, nobody in their right mind is going to go risk giving their computer an STD to go torrent a game that you can get for $10. Like, nobody's torrenting Borderlands 2 or Skyrim at this point, right? They're always on sale for like $5. There's no point in having the copy protection anymore. And that's more of the issue. The companies that don't remove it are more of the problem. Capcom pretty consistently gets rid of de nouveau after like a year. FF16 was like not even a year, I don't think. I think it was like 6 months. So it's de nouveau free now. Yeah, but then they sell the game for like the price of a Happy Meal, so what's the point of still having it? That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, there is no purpose. It's like the price of a little Caesar's hot and ready.
だぞ。しっかりしろ。足のくいくぞ。今この瞬間に。
フュージョンする。やさない。
あそこだ。気をつけろ。
これでどうだ。
これは
多いな。やるぞ。いいな。
この力に勝つもせ。思い通り。
こいつはまずい。これでどうだ。
決着の次だ。
フュージョンする。
手本を見せるや。
Damn, that fight was cool. That was awesome.
悩んだ。
A little bit too spammy with that lightning, though. The visual clarity was pretty bad, but that was awesome. There's many boss fights that this game has. Most of them are pretty high quality.
あなたは
ケイサーだ。
いや、そなたの隣。あなたの物語がまさかあり。
それにセレリアも
ご案内。
闇のエネルギーによる
己を鍛え、弟子たちも
残念だが。
面目な。いや、山の裏にある大広間をと。
飲酒を禁じられてるようだな。
だがジュースとやらは飲んでいる。なぜかは分からぬが誰もそれを咎め。
マスターネバーウィンドが気づいてくれてよかったな。話が早かった。
No, the English dub is
我に
terrible.
敬意を払う気になったか。がっかりさせるなよ。
No, the game just crashed. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, man. How far back is that gonna set me back? Why did it crash? Ugh. Why the fuck did it crash? Better have fucking saved, man. The save points in this game are so sparse. Why did it crash? It's not even taxing my computer. What the hell is wrong? Better not make me do that damn boss fight again. Fucking A, man. Hurry up and load. That's so stupid. It's like walking forward and the game just crashes. Fix your fucking game. So tired of this crap, man. You can't port the game yourself, then hire a porting team. Hire up QLock. Isn't that what QLock is for? If you suck at porting, you get them to do it. Now they don't do that anymore. They do it themselves and they do a shit job. How far back is that going to set me? It's so dumb. Fix your fucking game. Have a patch really soon. When is very soon? It's running worse and worse. It's stuttering. I really want to finish this game, but it is... Why is it so laggy? What the fuck is wrong with this game? Where's the patch? Just release the game in this state. I wonder why it's getting bad reviews. You don't fucking fix it. Why is it so choppy now? It's probably memory leaked or something. So dumb, I swear. Fix your fucking game already. It's like not even a priority. Just don't release it in this state to begin with. Charge, you want $70 for this game? Fucking make it work. Why is it so choppy? It's unplayable. It was running fine before. As soon as I get to this level, it's just a lag fest. So sick of this shit, man. How do you get so much worse at making games? It's crazy. Shit is so exhausting, man. I legit like this game, it's fun. But these technical issues are making me not want to play it. I have friends of mine that want my review. I'm like, well, if they fix the game, I'll make the review faster. Responsibility to deliver a functional game, and then I'll make the review. But they can't do that, apparently. It's too hard to make a game that works now. Alright, now stop lagging, please. It's like you move forward slightly in this game. You move forward like a block. It's like the equivalent of a real-life city block. And the game just, like, drops like 40 frames. I have no idea why. I don't know how they keep releasing games in this state. I can't play this anymore. I legit can't play this. It's hurting my eyes. You just want to get to a save point and stop playing. And wait for them to fix their broken product. So sick and tired of... Oh, maybe we'll fix it later. Thanks for the money, but we'll fix it later if we feel like it. Why is this running so poorly? It's like nothing's changed. It's just running worse for no reason whatsoever. It sucks to be a PC gamer right now, I'm not gonna lie. Every game just runs like this now. It's like not even taxing my computer. I don't understand what the problem is. Hire a fucking porting team. That's like what they used to do before. Like, starting like 10, 12 years ago, they just got QLock to port these games. And like, QLock ports were by no means perfect, but most of them released in a better state than what we're getting currently. I don't think anybody can deny that. This is like Batman Arkham Knight bad. You know, you have like, if not the best hardware, then like more than capable hardware, which is what I have. I'm obviously not rich, but I have a pretty good computer. I should have no problems running this at 1440p 60, but it just randomly drops frames, and it stutters. It's been like it's been like 3 days now, and no fix. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's gonna be at mixed reviews, because you don't fix it. You don't release it in a state. You don't release it in a playable state for most people. Of course it's gonna get bad reviews. What do you expect? You're charging a premium price for this game, and it's a fun game if you give it a chance. It really is. It's an awesome game. It has its faults. It's not perfect. It's not a complete shit game like everybody is saying it is. There's people just jumping on the bandwagon of popular YouTubers that don't even play character action games. But, at the same time, the game doesn't really deserve much defense because it runs like this. So, it's a weird game to be on the defense force on, compared to like something like Tales of Arise. It's like that game sucked. There were good things about it. None of them were the gameplay, or the story, or the pacing, but the graphics and the quality of life. And the PC port was great. The PC port for Arise was incredible. It was like legit better than most of the Final Fantasy ports. This is the opposite. The gameplay in this game is really fun, but stuff like this Kaizo platforming with jumping that doesn't feel good. The only reason this is here is to make the game last another 20 minutes before you get to the boss fight. I can't stand when games do this. If your platforming sucks, then don't have any. I can't describe how floaty the jumping is in this game. It feels awful. But like they're weirdly focusing on it. It's like, why? And they put invisible walls everywhere so you can't skip it. This is the kind of thing I would just like turn off my collision for. This is garbage. You just gave me a good boss fight. Need to pad out until the next boss fight. So here's this shit platforming. They don't know how to do good platforming, but they try anyway. Like, why? Just give me DMC hallway design. No gimmicks, no puzzles, no platforming. I wish they had taken more inspiration from that game. Alright, never make me do that again, please. Yeah, Batman Arkham Knight was just funny because it was so bad that they had to stop selling it. How do you make something that bad? I really feel like that's why the Monster Hunter World port was late. Because they knew that that was the very real thing that could happen to them now. Like, they had to stop selling it. I actually know somebody on Twitch. He bought that game at launch, and similar to my experience with this game, it was playable for him. It still had its problems, but it was playable for him. And then they announced that you could get a full refund. He got 100% on that game and then refunded it. I'm like, you know what? I probably would have done that in that situation too. If I get all the way to the end of this game, and then they like take it off sale and they say we're going to give you a refund, I'm not sure what I would do. Because the game for the most part runs fine, but then like sometimes it just runs like garbage and like nothing really spectacular is on the screen. And I would enjoy this game a lot more if it would run at a playable frame rate. But it kind of doesn't right now, so...
何をしてるんだ。
どうやら全力で腐敗に成功しているようだな。今はこの先から覚えのあるオーラが漂っている。
Oh, it's running bad again. Is it stuttering more? Yeah, I think I'm done with this for tonight. It's starting to piss me off. Because I'm actually legitimately enjoying playing the game, but it just runs like shit. And that's the thing that gets me tilted more than anything else. Because I spent money I do not have on this computer to, like, not have this problem. And then to have it still happening, it's very triggering. It's very triggering. I know people are, like, really waiting for the overview for that game. But, like, even if it wasn't having those problems, it still takes a long time to get everything unlocked. You basically have to get all the way to the end of the game. And I'm just like, if it's going to keep acting up like that, I'm not sure if I even want to play it right now. I'd rather wait for them to fix it, but they're taking too long. It's already been multiple days. They need to act fast if they want this game to even remotely have a chance of recovering. But, I'm on Steam database right now, and they're not... I don't see any kind of branch updates at all, so... I don't know. They gotta get their shit together fast. It's not a bad game at all. It's very fun when it works. But you guys saw right there, is stuttering like crazy and crashed. It like has a memory leak or something. I don't know. That shit's got to get fixed. I just don't know if it's worth suffering through that game right now if they're going to make it better. Alright, well let's play PGR instead. Kinda wanted to do the next boss fight, but the game is fighting against me. I'm just in a weird spot with Lost Soul Aside because I'm obviously not sponsored to play this, right? Sony's not handing me a big bag of money under the table to talk positive about the game. It's definitely not a shit game. It definitely isn't, but the state that it's in right now is unacceptable. And I can't fault anybody for not wanting to drop $60 on something that may not work. Like I said, my experience has been better than most. There's a very critical bug right now where people are unable to unlock the skill tree. Like, they're literally stuck with the base moves and they can't unlock more. And it still hasn't been fixed. Like, isn't that something that you should fix? Like, within a business day? That should be, like, all hands on deck, you know, you're getting an urgent call at like 1 in the morning, like, we need you to come in the office to fix this, like, now. That's a critical bug. That's way worse than anything I've experienced. And it still hasn't been fixed. So it's like, on one hand, people are overly negative towards a game that's not as bad as people say it is. But then there's stuff like that wrong with it that hasn't been fixed. And it's like, how much can I really, in good conscience, recommend this game in its current state? When my issues with it have been admittedly minor. You know, the game just crashed, right? But it put me back where I was. It was a minor inconvenience. But my experience is not what everybody else is having. The game has really bad performance issues for some people. You know, the lag and everything, and that critical bug. I don't know. I'll try to get as far as I can on it, but I don't know. If shit like that's gonna keep happening, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep playing it. I mean, it helps that you guys didn't really pay for it. Admittedly, that's making me not want to power through it. If you guys had funded the game, I'd be more inclined to put up with it, but the funding came from a number of sources. My kitty-sitting job. I helped my neighbor. She was stuck on a ladder, and I helped her come down, and she gave me a little bit of money. And then one of my friends gave me like 20 bucks, but it was not funded by the community, so I don't really have an urgent need to play it right now. I want to keep playing, and I'm having a lot of fun, but I don't know, if that shit's gonna keep happening, I'm not sure if I really need to be subjecting myself to that stress. I do hope for their sake that they will get their shit together, though. There's only so much patience you can have with a game like that. I do think that it is true that gamers don't understand how hard it is to make a game. But situations like that, it's like, how do you release the game in this state? It would have been better to have a late PC port. And that would have sucked for me because I lose out on any potential channel growth. If I didn't have to experience what I just did, the game lagging and dropping frames constantly, you know, at least it would be more enjoyable. That was pretty much FF16 for me. You know, I didn't get to play that game at launch because I don't have a PS5, but at the same time I got to play with mods and then 120 FPS. So. You know, waiting wasn't really a bad thing, and then the videos I did for the mods actually did quite well for like a year-old game. Like, yeah, I don't mind that, but Lost Soul Aside being a day-and-date port and having all these issues is really starting to make me want to play something else instead. I'm done with Lost Soul Aside tonight. If you're interested in watching that, you'll have to wait till next time. I was definitely ready to play like real late tonight, but the game's structural integrity was starting to fall apart, so I'm giving up on it for tonight, because it was making me very tilted. It's like the bosses weren't tilting me at all. The bosses are like fair and fun. That's not what was getting me tilted. It was like technical issues. It's making me pissed off. It's not even the game. It's not even like the actual gameplay. It's like technical issues. Burning through my patience reserves. Yeah, I'm done with that for tonight. Can only take so much difficulties of running a computer game when I have a good computer before I start to get really chrono triggered. And I could tell that I was getting very chrono triggered, so I hopped off that for tonight. There's nothing I could do about it. I don't think anything on my end is going to fix that. The game just needs a patch, but the patch is seemingly nowhere to be found. So.
This won't take.
I probably would have been done with that game right now if it didn't have all those issues.
Go back to finish.
if you're interested in playing, and no, I'm not sponsored to say this, but there is a Devil May Cry 5 collab right now. So, I mean, if you're watching this channel right now, you're probably into, you know, character action games, so now is a good time to play. They're in the game for like another 2.5 weeks, so if you like what you see, and you play like right now, you can get both of them for free. So, yeah, if you're interested, and you like action games, you like DMC, now is a good time to play. And no, I am not sponsored. I wish I was. I stream this more than most people. I wish they would give me some kind of opportunity. That is unpaid testimonial. This game is awesome. No, Gungrave is more of a arcade shooter on console. It's very structured like an arcade game. That's a good thing. It's basically hallway level design, so easily replayable. But it does have beat 'em up mechanics as well, like melee attacks and everything. No, pretty much all of them. Whole trilogy. Whole trilogy, really. Not just 4. Overdose and the original are very similarly designed. Well, the problem with Gore is they tried to have melee characters, but they suck. They did those DLC characters, and they had like melee, but they were pretty garbage to play. They're not very well designed. They definitely needed some kind of balance pass, but they didn't get that. Although they did post a tweet a couple weeks back. Iggy Mob posted a tweet saying that they're working with the Gungrave creator again. So obviously that means that some kind of new Gungrave game is coming. I guess the game did well enough for them to continue, but it's not like that game had a GTA 6 level budget. And it was made by a small team, so they don't need a more billion copies to continue. That's pretty exciting. I'm getting pretty tired, and I gotta be up for the Blaze Entropy Effect update in like 8 hours, so I'm gonna finish up these dailies and let you guys go for the night. I definitely wanted to go, I wanted to go longer on Lost Soul Aside, but the game said no. It was being, very uncooperative. I'm starting to lose my patience with it, so, sorry to people who wanted to see more of that, but, yeah, it's doing its best to make me not want to play it. Give it a rest for tonight. Finish up my dailies and just go to bed. Try to be up in the morning for, Blaze Blue update. I just feel like if I speedrun through that game right now, I'm going to directly ruin my enjoyments because of all the technical issues, and then they're probably going to do like some rebalancing and polish as well. So it's like, would be in my best interest to keep playing it, but I don't know. Depends on how quickly they get those fixes in. The fact that people can't even access their skill tree and it's been out for like 4 days now and it's still not fixed is a very bad sign. That's a critical bug, right? That's a critical bug. That's not a minor inconvenience. That's like a game-breaking bug. You're not even able to play the game as intended. I don't know how the hell you don't fix something like that. I would think that that would be like a top priority, but apparently not. I'm just trying to do that in general. I don't think people understand. I have a low frustration threshold. It's very common with neurodivergent people. I've lost people in my community because of it, so I'm very careful about getting too frustrated. It's just the weird thing with that game is it's not even really the game itself for the most part. There are some frustrating things about it. It's mostly the technical problems. This is what's frustrating. Every action game is going to piss you off at some point. No one's a saint in that regard, but I don't know, with that game it's just weird. I haven't really had that much trouble with any of the bosses. I guess just character action game fundamentals really carrying me in that game. But the technical issues are more of a problem. Those tilt me more than like any actual gameplay content in that game. There was that game I played last month, Terminal Brigade. That game was really fun. I was actually really liking it, but it had insane stuttering, and the game's been out for like over a month and they still haven't fixed it. And it's supposed to be like a service game. I'm like, how do you not fix that? How do you not fix it? It's literally killing the game. Like, how do you not fix it? Every time that they post an update, everybody's like, fix the stuttering, and they don't do it. Like, I legit don't understand. Like, do you want this game you worked hard on for however long to just die? Fix the game. I legit don't understand it. I don't think that game's gonna make it to its first season. because it's been stuttering so insanely bad, and it's a permadeath roguelike where you can get one shot. So the fact that the game doesn't work properly is even worse. But yeah, I hopped off that game for similar reasons. Like, I was enjoying playing it. But the technical issues were making me more pissed off than like anything in the game. Like the actual combat content or anything. That's not what was making me pissed off. It was the technical issues. I don't know, Lost Soul Aside is a good game. It doesn't deserve to be called the worst thing ever. It definitely is not. But at the same time, when it runs that poorly on PC, and you have a critical bug where people can't even access the skill tree, and it's been like half a week now and it's still not fixed, I don't know how much I can be on the defense force for a game like that. And that really sucks. Because anybody that's been here for these streams, I do get frustrated sometimes. But I keep going because I like it. But like with problems like that, how much can I really be on the defense force for it? You know? Tales of Arise was a shit game, but the port was perfect. It was a very high quality port. It was better than almost all the competing JRPGs on PC at the time. Like, it was just a rock solid perfect port. The game itself is divisive, but the port quality definitely wasn't. They put a lot of effort into that port, and it showed. I cannot say that for Lost Soul Aside. They really needed to cut their losses and just hire a competent porting team. That would have helped the game's reception on Steam a lot. But admittedly, being full $60, $70 and having all those problems is not doing it any favors. And it really sucks because if you give it a couple hours, it is a very enjoyable game, but I can't fault anybody for being apprehensive. I think people are completely in the right to feel that way. Personally, it seems like it's running worse and worse the farther I get into it, so if I stream it later today and it's doing that again, I'm probably legit gonna bench it for a while. Maybe go back to some roguelikes. I got a couple demos to play. Some updates on some games I haven't checked out yet because I've been playing Lost Soul Aside and Relic Hunters. I might just play those instead. We'll see what happens later. But I am going to go get to bed. I'll be doing the Blaze for Entropy Effect update in like 7 hours and 45 minutes. So I'll probably be on a little bit before then. Maybe do a little bit more Lost Soul Aside progress. But if it keeps conspiring against me like it was tonight, I'm probably just going to play something else. So thanks for understanding, everybody. I'll see you guys in the very near future. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I want to be done with the game, but it seems like it's just getting worse and worse the farther I go. I'm not sure if it's really even worth it at this point. I'll make a decision later on. Good night.